Several issues on the table: the health of the president and the extended vacation, the issue of the protesters and the agitation. Mr. Eseme Eyiboh, a former spokesperson of the House of Representatives, is our guest tonight. Many thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Let's start with the protests today. Are you surprised that you're seeing protests in just about 2 years in the life of this government?
Well, my worry is not about the protest, because the protest is an exercise of the citizens' constitutional right to freedom of association and freedom of opinion. So I don't have a problem. And it has also has brought to fore, the sensitivity of the present government to this right, the rights of these citizens. Because before now, we will have seen a situation where police are using tear gas and all lot of methods to disperse the crowd, and have been given opportunity to express themselves. So that is to mean that our democracy is growing and the government is becoming very sensitive, to these rights.
I mean, is it a vote of confidence or a vote of no confidence?
I think it's a vote of confidence on the government to allow citizens, to be able to, develop and, of course, enlarge our political space. But my worry mainly is that when you said anti-Buhari, it sounds very personalized. You said anti-Buhari, and I've seen from some of the protesters talking about the issue of government policies. But nobody has been able to disclose these policies. Some people are talking about the issue of social justice. Social justice, to my imagination, and I stand to be corrected, is to every man his own due. So the situation we are having here in Nigeria today, to my mind, is the overthrow of cheap money, is the overthrow of the celebration of affluence, is the overthrow of not admitting, reform-minded persons into institutions, recruiting wrong people into right places. And the foundation of that has already been laid before the present government came into space. So what we are now trying to complain about is that, those of us who were benefiting from the residuals, of what I am talking about now, what the instant case now, the circumstances have thrown it up. So there has been that overthrow. We want to have a situation where people earn money. Want to have a situation where there is competitiveness and innovativeness. Want to have a situation where we have reform-minded persons.
Are you saying that there is really nothing wrong with the policies of this present government?
No, what I'm saying is this. For example,
there is no reason for the protest.
No, I'm not saying there's no reason for protest. I have already considered to the fact that, every citizen has a right to canvass their opinion, okay? But my problem is this. Like in America, the protesters went to the street talking about the issue of the travel ban. And some people went to court, and that action was sustained. But I'm saying now is that what I stand for Nigeria, one voice, on what issue? Is it the Treasury single, what is it called, Treasury single accounts? Is it on the issue of the anti-corruption? Is it on the issue of budget? What issues
people
are these policies?
About, I'm very sure, maybe we go to the same market. Are food prices higher in your own markets than 2 years ago?
And all of that.
No, the prices are higher. These are some of the issues.
I am also buying from that market. I'm also suffering. And I sympathize with all of us, what we are going through. But it is a function of years of this neglect to promote and integrate competitiveness into our culture. Our economy, we don't have economy, we have a market before now.
The premise of these rallies, are you saying is wrong?
Well, I want to see a rally, a protest that will be able to come up with a position and then provide alternative position.
I think they did.
Well, what is the alternative position? If you are saying that there has been the neglect on the issue of social justice, which I am disagreeing to some points because I know the origin of social justice in this country. Now, what is the alternative? If you are saying that the anti-corruption is not managed well, what is a better way to manage it? So what I'm saying is that when you are protesting, when you are canvassing an opposition, a position different from what the government is presenting, you should be able to come up with a superior argument. But take note that, for example, recently, governments at the subnational were disbursed with money running into billions from these Paris Club reforms to all the states of this federation, if not most of the states of this federation. I expect these protesters who come from various states of the federation to go back to their states and ask the governors Some took 14.5 billion, some took 13 billion, some took 12 billion, and all of that. So if you want to put the aggregate of this money together, it's going to be able to do the kind of thing. Anambra Rice now, they are making IGR, internally generated revenue, is they are making a lot of money from Anambra Rice. The collaboration between Kebbi State and Lagos State is producing rice, not just for feeding, but it's also boosting the economy of the two states. I want to see a situation where some of this money, we are able to raise questions.
Isn't it also a favorable thing for this government when you see protesters who go to the street? I guess it's an opportunity for the government to seek redress.
I think the issue of anti-Buhari, they have just missed that point there. But the protest is even helping to create a platform.
They are saying, I stand with Nigeria.
Yes.
I mean, the situation of Nigerians.
Because we all stand for Nigeria, I expect all of us to come now, because we are standing for Nigeria, to collaborate with institutions of government to make sure that things like we were having 2.5 million barrels of oil production every day. And the thing has come down to, I don't know whether it's 1.3 or 1.6 now, either as a result of militancy or as a result of pipeline vandalization and all of that. I stand for Nigeria. We should also be able to come out and say some of these things.
Do you see sycophancy on the other side? If you say this other side has their flaws, on the other side, who say you have a problem with anti-Buhari, you have a problem with pro-Buhari.
It's too personal.
What of the pro-Buhari?
The pro-Buhari too.
Is it sycophancy or what?
They're not also doing it right. Because the vice president came out very well. He said, look, we are together with you in all of this. He said, look, we have heard you loud and clear. That shows a level of sensibility and sensitivity to what the people are feeling about. And that we are determined to do so much. And they came up with the issue of strategies for the implementation of the implementation and the growth of the economy. And they are now taking steps and measures to now address the fundamental issue of the recession.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me quickly take you to another very important issue that we're going to be discussing on the program, and is the health of the president. The vice president said that he's not under any pressure. You are in the APC, and you know the internal workings of the party. Where would that pressure be coming from for the president to resign?
Well, I have not, I don't want to pay attention to such thing, because I look at it as, an opinion that is arising from the theater of the absurd. Because I know that the president has done the needful by transmitting to the National Assembly about the issue of his vacation. And that is constitutionally so. He's done so. And if for whatever reason, which the issue of his health is a personal thing, he's not under any legal obligation to disclose whether he's sick or he's not sick. He has transmitted that he's going on vacation. So the National Assembly, if for whatever reason they believe that the executive, the leg of the executive is deceased because of the absence of the president, there are constitutional provisions. There are allowances which they can intervene. But they have not done that, meaning that the acting president is doing what he's supposed to do, and the president has done what he ought to have done in the first place.
But as it stands now, on the health of the president, he says he's hale and hearty. I mean, a lot of argument about how the openness and the morals of what the president should be doing. Should we be knowing more about the details of the president's health or not?
I think the burden is on the other side. Whoever is alleging should be able to prove, because the man has said that he's on medical vacation, and the president and the acting president have been interfacing, discussing, and the machinery of government is unimpeded. Is unimpeded, is not disrupted in any form and manner. So, to my mind, I am thinking that all of us as Nigerians, we should come together, to engage ourselves constructively to be able to raise the issue of governance and move a little bit from the point of politics into the point of governance. We should separate politics from governance. And get it right.
Mr. Eseme Eyiboh, former spokesperson of the House of Representatives. Always a pleasure talking to you on the program. Thank you so much for coming on the program. And that's our show for tonight. Many thanks for being there, for watching tonight. On behalf of the team on China's Television headquarters in Lagos, I'm Sean Kimale. Bye for now.